Right, good morning, grade 11s. It's a fantastic Monday morning, and we are back at it. So, continuing with nominal and effective interest rates. So, what can I ask you? I can ask you to work out the accumulated amount if a certain amount was invested at a 10% interest rate of 10%. Compounded monthly, and you will have to put it over 12 to the power of 12. Now, what is effective interest rate? Now, I already said in Friday's lesson that effective interest rate only happens once a year. So there is a formula we use when we ask about effective annual interest rate. Now, very important, when you read the words effective annual interest rate in a question, you automatically will write down this formula. Now, just to explain to you how they came up with this formula. So basically, I want to know what is the nominal interest rate that will give me the same effective interest rate. So both of them, P is times by 1 plus the interest rate of the effective, so once a year. And then the nominal will be A is equal to P times 1 plus I over N to the power of N. Okay, so let's just do this. Effective interest rate, it's 1 plus the effective interest rate, and the nominal, I will have 1 plus I M over M, N times by N. So A represents A. That's like putting two equations equal to one another. That's how I got there. So the P value will be the same for both because we're talking about the same investment. How will I get the same amount if I have effective interest rate, and how will I get the same amount if I have nominal interest rate? So what I'm left with on the left is the 1 plus the effective interest rate, and what I have on the right is 1 plus the interest rate, the nominal interest rate, the period, and then M. Where did the N go? Well, we're working out for 1 year. The N is 1. Right, so if I want to work out the effective interest rate, I will have to isolate it on one side, which means the plus 1 will go to the right and become a minus 1. So that is just the explanation on how I got to the effective interest rate formula. Okay, so let's look at some examples as this is new territory for you. I'm just going to close it up a little bit so that you don't go ahead. Right, so if I look at this, interest on a credit card is quoted at 23%. Now 23% is 0.23, compounded monthly. So that means it is going to be divided by 12. Now here's that most important sentence. What is the effective annual interest rate? That immediately should trigger the effective annual interest rate is equal to the nominal interest rate minus 1. Okay, and then the instructions give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so you will notice that there is no P value given. Why? Because I don't need it. As we saw in the previous explanation of how to find the formula, the P values cancel each other out. Okay, so what am I going to do? I am going to identify my M value is 12. Therefore, the interest over 12 months is 0.23. Okay, we've got that. And then I have my formula. So what have I done differently? I moved that plus 1 over to become a minus 1 immediately. Okay, so they still just did the substitution, the 23%, the monthly, and so it's 12 times 1. So move, and this is a mistake. Okay, this is a mistake. So have a look at this. What did they do wrong? That is a mistake. Let's just correct this example's answer. So I is going to be 1 plus 0.23 over 12 to the power of 12 minus 1. Okay. So using my calculator, I'm going to say all of that to the power of 12 minus 1, and that's going to give me I of 0.25586. Why am I writing down enough decimal places? Because 1, I need to take this decimal value and change it to percentage. But they also instructed me to have 2 decimal places afterwards. So I know writing a percentage, the comma will move 2 places to the right. But I still need enough decimals so that I can make the correct answer to 2 decimal place. So 25.59%. Oh, they just made a mistake with writing it down. So the interest rate is 25.59%. Get it? Okay, very easy. So let's look at the next example. Determine the nominal interest rate compounded quarterly. So quarterly means 4. If the effective interest rate, so the moment I read effective, I know that 1 plus I, the effective interest rate, is equal to 1 plus the nominal interest rate to the power of m. Okay. 9% I know is I to the power 4 is equal to 0.09 corrected 2 decimal places. So write down what I know. I know my nominal period is 4, my interest rate is 0.09, and I know my formula. I have identified that when I read the information. So when I do the substitution, that is not I to the power 4, that is my effective interest rate. So my effective interest rate is 0.09. It is I to the power of 4 is my nominal interest rate, divide by 4 to the power of 4. Now I have to go on a mission to get I to the power of 4, well, my quarterly interest rate by itself. So first of all, I can say 1 plus 0.09 is 1.09, and to get rid of the power of 4, I will pull the fourth root over each side. The plus 1 will move over and become a minus 1, and the divide by 4 will change to a times by 4. And you have a calculator, put it into your calculator, enough decimal values, because I have to change from a decimal to a percentage, but then the percentage has to be to 2 decimal places. So when I work this out, 4 times the fourth root of 1.09 minus 1, I get a value of I is equal to 0.087127 and carry on. Therefore, percentage-wise, 1, 2 places, I have 8.71127. And now 2 decimal places gives me my answer of 8,711%. Okay, let's have a look at some more. I've got 2 more examples for you. Because this is new work, you need to get used to doing it. So if I read my instruction, determine the effective annual interest rate. Effective, I know that immediately I am going to have 1 plus the effective interest rate is equal to 1 plus the nominal interest rate over the nominal period raised to the nominal period. Okay, so 12% is 0,12 compounded quarterly, that means 4 times. So determine the effective, this is the one I'm working out. This 12% is my nominal interest rate. Okay, and M is 4. So when I do my substitution, plus 1 moves over to become minus 1. 12%, so 0,12 over 4 to the power 4. Let your calculator do the work. So if I have 1 plus 0.12 over 4 raised to the power of 4 minus 1, I get I is 0,12550,881. Okay, which means my percentage is 12.550881. It's always 2 decimal places, so rounded up 12.55%. In this case, the instruction is missing to 1 decimal place according to this value. So that's 2 decimal places, that's 1 decimal place. The instruction did not have the correct, how can I say, restrictions to it. So if I have an amount, let's first see. So they say determine the effective annual interest rate. So by doing that, I know that 1 plus the effective interest rate is 1 plus the nominal interest rate over the nominal period and times by, well, to the power of the nominal. Okay, so they say I have 16,4%. I'm calculating the effective interest rate. So this is my nominal interest rate. Compounded monthly means my M value is 12. So if I have my effective annual interest rate formula, I am going to move the plus 1 to the other side and become minus 1. 16.4% 0,164 over 12 to the power of 12. Let your calculator do the work. If they said 1 decimal place, so 17,6906%, rounded up to 1 decimal place, it's 17,7. The second one, they say you have 16,5%, so that is my nominal interest rate. Compounded quarterly, that means my N value is 4. So let's do this one on the same page. So, oh, there it is, there at the bottom. Okay, so this is the blue one. That was the pink one. So the blue one, so question B, if I can label it there, that was A. So plus 1 moves over to a minus 1. The 16.5% becomes 0,165. Divide by 4 to the power of 4. Have enough decimal places to go from a decimal value to a fraction. Oh, not a fraction, goodness sakes, it's a Monday again. It's a decimal value to a percentage. but you need to have enough decimal values in your percentage, 17,5493, to follow the instruction given to you to round up to 1 decimal. So that's how they got 17,5%. Fantastic. Easy? Right. So, what are you going to do? We have worked through the examples. You can do it again at home, but then you need to do exercise 12.6 on page 349 and the whole of question 1 and question 3 and 5. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.